Hello and welcome.
Good evening, good afternoon.
My name is Alex and welcome to a review of Gameweek 9 and also transfer tips for Gameweek 10 and what my moves will be. I improved on my rank, now I'm top 2 million, yay! But realistically, I expected this game week to be going a little bit better. Obviously, having absolutely no points from Arsenal defenders is predictable. I saw it coming and that's why I immediately transferred out my Saliba, who got red card, to Guardiola, and finally the transfer played out pretty well. I got 9 points for Guardiola, max 3 points to him, and also interestingly, in a week where many people triple captained Erling Haaland, I avoided the red arrow just because I triple captained him in the game against Ipswich, and I kind of didn't really hold my own, and I didn't hold my rank since then. So I definitely fell. In a very unfortunate way, we managed to get into top 2 million, and I think from here, once I steadily get rid of Arsenal defensive assets, I want to bring back Saka, I want to have Palmer for the next few game weeks, and I want to get rid of Haaland. And I was surprised how anonymously everyone decided to get rid of him. I was like, yes, I needed to get rid of him. If he underperforms against Southampton, that's a game where he should be delivering at least 3 goals with bonus points. And if he's not doing that, he is not justifying his price. He was, of course, a very essential quote-unquote asset in the first few game weeks because we've seen him deliver, but at the price of 15.4, I don't think that it is sustainable, because 3 blanks in a row and then 6 points against Southampton, where people were actually playing free hits, just trying to get him in. They were afraid of 8-0. Southampton played very well, and I would say it's actually underwhelming performance from City. They controlled the game. There were some chances from Southampton, by the way, but the thing is, without Rodri, without Kevin De Bruyne, and with Foden not really playing that instrumental role that they decided, like they linked up so well with Foden previously in the previous season, it's just not clicking anymore. And having him for games against Bournemouth, Brighton, Tottenham, Liverpool, and even Nottingham Forest, like these teams, yes, they can leak goals, but this is gonna be difficult. If he is not scoring against Southampton, well, knowing football and knowing me that I'll be jinxing him now, I think there are chances that Haaland is not delivering double-digit goals every single game week. And if he's not doing that, having 2 nice assets with good fixtures instead, right? Getting rid of Haaland, getting a cheaper forward and improving your midfield is, I think, much more interesting. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I have a lot of flags over my players, and that's why I decided to make a move early, and I decided to bring in Ait-Nouri instead of another defensive asset. And in fact, I think I am now gaining some value on him. Would I reckon he's going to be playing? So this would be my setup for the next game week. I already made an early transfer, and I knew that the Gabriel pick is a doubt, but he's playing like not easy fixtures, I think. So I would be getting rid of Arsenal assets. I think I'll keep Raya for the time being. He's also blanking a lot, and it's not like it's a knee-jerk reactionary. It's just like me recognizing tripling Arsenal. Tripping up on Arsenal in defense is not a good idea. Getting Saka would be as good as the next game week. He can easily hold against Newcastle and Chelsea, but having Gabriel, who is a doubt, and also getting Ait-Nouri before was my play. But let's assume you have some free transfers and you're going to be doing what I am planning to do. I'm trying to get rid of Haaland and get in either Palmer or Son, or both, and get a cheaper striker who is also going to be getting a good patch of fixtures. So for that, I would suggest to take a look at Wissa, who performed very well. Like, look, the positioning of Wissa is not that impressive. When we take a look at the chalkboard, this is where Wissa actually had some shots on target, and 4 of them were on target, in fact, as far as I can tell. And this is insane. This is very nice. I think the stats show that he is definitely taking them in the right position, despite not being really where you would expect a striker to be, right? So Wissa is all over the place. It's just how Brentford is playing, and this is a team that has a lot of goals in them, and they have real nice fixtures going forward. So if you are selling Haaland, consider getting Wissa, and also if you're selling Haaland for a Wolves asset, there is 2 players to consider, and I think Wolves are about to make that turn around happen in the next 3 game weeks. Look at this, L after L, the worst team in the Premier League, and they finally managed to get a draw in a very tricky fixture against Brighton. And that was a dramatic end of the game. They were losing, I think, 1-0, and then the last few minutes, they scored all the goals. And Ait-Nouri actually scored, and Cunha scored some goals. So this is a phenomenal game. So this is where I think if you're getting someone like Ait-Nouri, right, but Willock scored, and it was almost done when even Ferguson doubled the score, and 85th minute, out of sudden, they just clutch it. And the most popular assets from Wolves, Ait-Nouri, a defender, very attacking player, who likes to take a shot himself and also provide an assist. It's like they're playing, like, as you can see over here, they're playing through at the back system, match center, where Ait-Nouri and Semedo are playing overlapping fullbacks, and Ait-Nouri actually likes to take a shot himself and score a goal occasionally, which is great. Semedo is more like assist-oriented, also a nice pick if you like, but I got Ait-Nouri. I think he's slightly cheaper, but the thing is, like, he's also a very popular pick, and you can gain some value on him. When you're gonna be getting rid of him, he's gonna be 4.8, 4.9, and you can earn 0.1, 0.2 million in the game on him. And Cunha is also, look, starting Larsen is a striker, and he's getting benched a lot, closer to like 70th, 80th minute. And then we got Cunha, right? If you're getting a striker, if you have money, I would go for Cunha, I think. He's just delivering, no? But Larsen is like 5.5 or something, and you could get him. And look at the positioning of the players. So let's imagine Cunha, right, in the box. All 4 shots were inside the box. And then when I talk about Larsen, also in the box, but somehow he's a nominal striker, but he only took 2 shots in that game. Well, you can compare the data from the previous games. Just like I like to base my decision on the like more recent data, and I think these are the games where Wolves are like at least playing on the same par as their opponents. So they're like not completely overwhelmed by Man City dominance in possession, and you can probably make a more weighted decision by watching at them playing like similar teams to themselves. And then Ait-Nouri as well, look at him, he took the only shot, and let's take a look at the heat map as well, which is actually nice idea to make a weighted decision too over here. So Larsen, let's not select all. Larsen is all over the place, and Cunha is more leaning towards the left side, but I think he's occupying that box a little bit more. And naturally, that's where the shots are coming from. So if you're getting Cunha, getting Larsen, I think Larsen would be a nice differential amongst the differentials, and that would be my second and 2.1 pick, right? So 2 picks for 1 from Wolves team. And obviously, let's take a look at Ait-Nouri. Look at him, bro. It is a left back, but he's like a fullback, wingback more than just a fullback. And there's the positioning where he's also ending up in the box, like in the center of the box at times. But mostly he's like left midfielder, and he's crossing maybe. And Semedo is the same, right? Semedo maybe a little bit more defensive, so he's helping cover up in defense more, as you can see from the heat map. Semedo is more defensive-minded, despite when playing for the Barca team, he was very attacking. Now Ait-Nouri is getting more freedom here. And finally, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a good pick to get right now, but this is something that I would never imagine advising, and I would never imagine getting myself. Nicholas Jackson is a striker of choice because their fixtures are turning very soon. And in fact, I would say that getting Jackson for a game even against Manchester United, not a bad idea. It's Leicester, Aston Villa, Southampton, Spurs, Brentford, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich. All of these games, he can easily score, and it's not like I'm relying on his finishing genius. I'm obviously relying on Cole Palmer, so the moves would be the following. So it would be Palmer for me. I'm just exposing my entire strategy, but I'm pretty sure everyone is going to be doing something very similar. And getting rid of, now that every YouTuber is getting rid of Haaland, I think it's not like a bold move anymore, and you can relax about the ownership. It's still going to be high for Haaland, but at least you will be suffering alongside with entire Twitter once Haaland scores 3 goals against Bournemouth out of sudden, and he becomes the essential player to pick. And Wissa is going to be my 3rd player. I think Brentford are a fun rock and roll team. They have some nice fixtures ahead of them. In fact, I may consider even selling Haaland for Wissa just a sole transfer without even getting Palmer for Arsenal game at home, which he still can score goals there, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult fixture. And eventually it's going to be Leicester for Palmer, Villa and Southampton. So I want to get Palmer by that time. He's already risen by like 5.5, I think. And Wissa is going to be also rising in price very soon. I might not get them at the best price, but I have 2.5 million still And the transfers that I can make are possibly getting rid of Raya for a cheaper goalkeeper and improving Johnson to Son, or Johnson to Saka, in fact. And can I do that right now? Is Saka more expensive? Yeah, Saka is probably not attainable by just simple move like that. So I have 0.9 million, and I can get a goalkeeper like, I don't know, like a cheap goalkeeper, like a Wolves goalkeeper, Sa, for instance. If if Johnson still is injured and Sa becomes just like number 1 out of 7 again, that could be a good setup. But that requires me to make 5 transfers. And I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit to taking a hit like that. But this setup, starting from like you can get Sa as soon as the next game, but starting from the next game week, I can start selling Manchester City assets. And in fact, this Guardiola pick, I'm relying more on his attacking returns because he's most likely conceding to Bournemouth, Brighton, Tottenham, Liverpool, and Nottingham Forest. So all 5 games, I'm expecting City to concede goals there. And getting Guardiola is just like getting some comfort in the fact that he is at least keeping clean sheet against Southampton. And yeah, this would be the setup then. So we have Saka, Salah, Palmer. The triple up in premium players in midfield would be the play, I would say. And when I have 3 strikers who can equally start, I would be then benching Rodgers, because if I had this setup right now, for instance, I would be benching Rodgers for the difficult fixtures and playing my good assets, right? Every single one of these players is a penalty taker, so my midfield is penalty takers, and attackers are very exciting. I'm not sure if Wood is taking penalties for Nottingham Forest, but they have shown that they're a fantastic team. So this would be my recommendations for the transfers, and something that I'm eyeing myself. Now let's take a look how other teams have been getting on. This is Mo Salah's team. He's at 77 points, and he is now ahead of me now, out of sudden. And his picks are very nice. There's a differential in Digne, whom I sold already. Ederson Moraes getting the clean sheet. Guardiola getting the clean sheet. Has himself captained, which I think I should have been doing as well myself. But I was scared of the ownership of Haaland just because many people tripled captained him against Southampton. In hindsight, obviously, I would have wanted more points from my captain and I would have gone for Salah. But I'm not losing much. Haaland 6 points, Salah 10 points. It's 4 points. Obviously, it would have propelled my rank. And if I had Mbuma, I would have captained him myself. And then when we talk about another team from Liverpool, this is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is getting a red arrow out of sudden, not getting into top 1 million rank, and he kept Diogo Jota, and he has Kudus in his team. I think Trent forgot about transfers. He has 3 injuries, and he just disregarded that, and no transfers made. I think Trent just forgot about the team. And if it is the case, I'm not gonna be following that teams. You know, if he's just not doing any transfer for 3 game weeks in a row, similar to Robo as well, it looks like he's not making transfers either, and he has some injuries in his team. And his vice captain, so yeah, I'm not sure. Look, I think it just carried over. Let's see if he captained someone in the previous game week. Nah, I think Robo just forgot about his team. That's a shame, actually. I was really looking forward to see what kind of transfers Prem players are doing. And another Liverpool player who is actually doing very well, 42,000 rank for Diogo Jota. Look, guys, I cannot guarantee, I haven't checked their phones, but they are taking part of mini leagues. And then some people in that mini league is like another Liverpool player who is taking part in like some creator mini leagues. And then these creator mini leagues feature players, English football Premier League players who have been certified as someone who is actually playing Fantasy Premier League. So it's just like, if you put 2 and 2 together, you kind of get the idea that this is looking like 99.9% authentic team of Diogo Jota. He's taken making 2 transfers, not taking a hit, saved transfers, and he's getting some players. Let's see his transfers, by the way. So Haaland in, Kulusevski in. He sold Salah. Unbelievable. Diogo Jota, what are you doing? He was afraid of the wrath of the Haaland. The fear of Haaland is real, especially against Southampton, the worst team. And for some reason, he's selling his... I mean, I don't understand this. This is kind of weird decision making. But he got Kulusevski for absolutely no reason at all. A blank, very underwhelming performance as well for Tottenham against Crystal Palace, where I would have expected my Brian Johnson transfer to deliver me points, but he's not doing anything. And Conor Bradley has kept faith in Salah, and he has Haaland, and he has triple Tottenham, triple blank there, and it's just that Mbumo is carrying his team. Although it's still actually a green arrow, 70 points is actually a very solid score. Somehow it's more than me, actually. I don't understand. How did that happen, man? How is that 70? And my team has... Am I missing something? It's just the same returns, same players. My team stands at 65. I'm not under... I'm not getting it, man. 65 for me. I have these players. I have all of these players, man. Somehow he's outscoring me. I think it's Salah, Wood, I have Wood. It's just like the sheer amount of 2-pointers, I think that's how he outscores me. Insane. It's insane, yeah, Martinez 2-pointer. Crazy, man. But yeah, it looks like the same amount of blanks and we have the same players, but he has like 5 points over me. And then James Justin, who is actually, if you go to fplbot.app website, and that's where you can search people, and he is marked as like a verified player. He's playing this game himself. He is playing himself right now. And now this is where they're considering 3 goals, 2 of them to Chris Wood. Insane. Insane run of events. He benched himself for a 10-pointer, I think, and 12-pointer. Did he play himself for 10-pointer? I'm wondering now. Let's see, that was 2 game weeks ago. Yeah, he played himself for 10-pointer, and that was a game against Bournemouth. They played at home. He trusted. You see, this is interesting. You can take a look at these teams, see their transfers, and maybe just like use their way of thinking to maybe improve your decision making. Because blindly trusting for people who make videos and just like, oh, this XGI, this XG data, just like look at this heat map, it's probably good, but then you're just looking at your bland team that everyone has the same amount of same players, obviously amount the same players, and just like you're not looking forward to the game week at all because you know that you're gonna be scoring and getting a gray arrow anyway, maybe a small green arrow and just like slow grind from there. And then the differential like James Justin scoring 2 goals against Arsenal and then keeping a clean sheet against Bournemouth. Well, you need to know the game weeks to use them. I mean, it's not like I'm recommending out of a sudden to use lesser players, to get lesser players in your team. And then Reece James, it looks like he is active. He made 2 transfers. He saved some, and actually a fantastic score for him. It's just a 6 million rank that is not really overwhelming. 42 points for Anthony Gordon, not really impressive week for him. Nothing really special here. Joe Willock, he is keeping his transfer role in it, and his rank is 4 million. Not really impressive game week either. Speak about interesting notable people. This is not the good season for Stormzy. I think he ended on the top 100,000 last season, and this is not looking good. He took a hit and it didn't justify itself. He is on a red arrow as it stands. The captaincy failed. He got Mbuma though, but that hit didn't pay out. And then we have the team of KSI, 41 points, 3 million rank. I think he made a transfer. It's not necessarily improving his team. In fact, he is on a red arrow, but he has more Tottenham players than Arsenal. What is happening there? FPL Raptor, triple captaincy, is giving him a green arrow, I think. But it's imagine if it was vice versa. If he captained Mbuma, it would have been much more points and a big green arrow. But now Raptor is catching up with me. We need to step it up. We can't afford having these people beating us at the end of the season. Come on, man. Oscar, 1.4 million. He is ahead of me. Triple captain played as well. And this actually a very nice outcome for me. Everyone who triple captained Haaland, there we land. I finally didn't... it didn't hurt me that much. And then we have Harry Daniels with 75 points. Insane game week for him. He has Saka, and he kept Saka. And you see, keeping faith in Saka because everyone thought that this is a player that just out. He probably will not start. Obviously, he was supposed to start. The fact that he didn't start in the previous game week against, what was Bournemouth, was kind of surprising. But now, yeah, look, there is obviously some difficult fixture for them. Newcastle away, Chelsea away. But after that, I think Saka as a player is a must in your team. I was trying to go differential, and in fact, Saka alone and the fact that my triple Arsenal defense blanked is just the reason why I'm ranked as I am right now. I decided to go against Saka, and everyone had him for his 15 points holes. And you can't afford having no Saka in your team when you have Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Manchester United, Fulham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Ipswich, Brentford, Brighton, and even Spurs, and then Villa Wolves. You just need to have attackers from Arsenal. And Saka is in penalties. Everything goes through Saka. And yeah, 16-pointer there. 9-pointer now. They definitely hurt my rank, given that my players that I got instead of him, triple Arsenal defense, is conceding in every game. But yeah, it's just my decision. I take full responsibility. Triple captain played for Andy. Let's talk Fantasy Premier League. And still a red arrow. Insane. I would be fuming. I would be going bananas, man. If I got triple captaincy on my player, not even getting a green arrow in that given game week. That is... And looking at this team, obviously Semenyo probably not the most optimal pick for this game week. But it's just... unfortunate. Obviously, probably he started Son, believing that Son will play, and if Son played for that in that game, it's just hard to guess, man. He played, looked like he recovered, he scored some goals, got 10-pointer in the previous game at home against West Ham, and then all of a sudden he's benched and not playing. I think he wasn't even on the bench then. And then triple Aston Villa for Fabio Borges, who is actually scoring 72 points despite triple blank from Villa players. 1 million rank, almost within 1 million. Congratulations. And finally, Ben Crellin, 69 points, and he's slowly crawling into that top 100,000 rank. Crazy differential team, a visionary team. And this is how you do it, man. Obviously, in hindsight, judging this team is very funny, but everyone was very skeptical seeing that he went without Salah and without Haaland in his team. But Palmer is carrying, and captaining Palmer turned out to be a more beneficial move, more rewarding move compared to triple captaining Haaland. Crazy swings, but at the same time, very smart thinking and differential team indeed. You love to see it, you know, when teams without Haaland and Salah are doing very well, getting on very well. It is very nice. I hope you enjoyed this video. We reviewed some teams. I suggested you some transfers. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And let's get some more subscribers. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.